So today, we got a Dancing Dragon build, a unique item that amps up its damage based on our heat. To top it off, we're rolling in double Sun Armours, giving us a strong heat boost and some serious bulk right from the start. But hey, can our double Sun Armour Dancing Dragon carry us around 18? Let's find out. Okay, let's go and jump some rank games with a random character and see who we're going to get today. So it looks like we are playing a PYROMANCER and we do start off with a Firebit and a Health Pot here. So first rounds, I'm definitely going to have to grab this broom. Piggy bank on sale makes a lot of sense to grab, and I do want to craft up a Shelly with the shiny shell. I'm going to grab a stone. I'm also going to take a pocket sand for now, and I will roll once. And I'm going to sell this little gemstone to buy ourselves a wooden sword for now. And yeah, this is going to be a round one, so I'm going to continue on with this for now. This should be pretty decent. We have double weapons. Now they're going to be going fast here, which means they are going to eat up our stamina, but we should have a little bit more max life with our piggy bank. Our opponent does have a lot more since they have a piggy bank with 2 starter battle effects. But with this Health Pot, we should have the advantage, potentially. Even though they do have that battle edge. And you know what? Awesome. Definitely not too bad. We got a Shelly. We got a Flame for a little bit more max life. I'm going to grab this bit of storage. I'm also going to grab this garlic also. But I will actually roll here. I'm going to roll because I do want to grab ourselves another shiny shell, because I'm going to be crafting up a shell totem. I know pockets are on sale, and you know I'm going to grab this bit of storage as well. But yeah, I'm going to be rocking on, and we should have placed our piggy bank in a little bit more optimal position, but it'll have to do anyway. It's just we could have got 2 more max HP. Now it's crazy to be going up against a magic staff, PYROMANCER. But in fairness, they do have the offering ball. So unfortunately, it is what it is. They had more max life, and they dealt insane damage to us. But we did get our shiny shell. I'm going to grab this bit of storage, and I will grab this undead phenomena. The darkness, not too bad actually. Now we will grab the gloves, and I could potentially try to go for another shell totem here, potentially. I think I'm not going to though. However, I am going to move on with this for now. I'm going to have our shell totem and our Shelly inside our fanny pack to try and get this as fast as possible, because that's going to be a lot of heals. It's going to keep us alive here. That's going to be our win con for right now, as we take on this Reaper, who's going to get a lot of spikes. But can good old Shelly and Shell Totem keep us alive here? We stack up our power, we deal some extra damage, and not too bad. Genuinely not too bad. Now we do have a choice to make, and should we go for something like Knife to Meet You? Should we go for Superspacious, which has been buffed recently? Or do we take Echo and Battle Cry? When we take Echo Battle Cry, we can stack up a bunch of heats. We can also use this to go crazy on some Prismatic Orbs, which means we're probably going to have to go for a Vampiric stacking type build. Knife to Meet You means we're probably going to have to stack up some daggers to deal some extra damage, unless we do survive for the 12 seconds. We get that increased damage anyway, but you really want to go for some daggers with this. Superspacious is the most flexible. It helps us find our bags, but we really want to be grabbing fanny packs, stamina sacks, protective little purses over these leather bags if you're taking Superspacious. But it could also increase the speed of our Shelly quite nicely, actually. So you know, I'm going to take Superspacious of all our options. I grab the storage. The thing is, I'm going to keep this frying pan. I'm going to grab it for now. Should we craft up a shovel? I think it's a little bit too late for it. I do want to grab another sand here though, so we can inflict a little bit more blind on our opponent. But I'm going to be using our Superspacious on our Shelly, because that's going to be 36% increased speed on Shelly. I'm actually going to sell a flame to grab ourselves another stone here. And we could grab ourselves this Stone Skin Potion, which I'm not going to take for right now because it doesn't really do anything for us right now. And I'm going to be looking for some other items. It will help us out a lot in the future, but this Shelly, every 7.5 seconds, is going to give us our big burst heal. So it's going to cleanse any of that coal stacked up. And now it's gone down to 7 seconds, so we should be in a pretty good spot here, stacking up our power with our Shell Totem as well. So this big old broom is going to be dealing quite a bit of damage, as we have a lot of blind as well. You know what? Definitely not a bad start here. Although, that fatigue is going to chip us down. And we are slightly running out of stamina. But hey, not too bad. I say slightly. We're definitely running out of stamina. But hey, we got ourselves that stamina sack. Let's grab a garlic. Let's grab a flame. I'm going to roll. And I definitely want to grab this chili. But hey, I'm still going to roll. I don't want the box of riches, nor the shield, nor any of this stuff. And we could craft up a Sir Sand here. We could also just run a bag of stones as well. I kind of also want to grab the shiny shell with the fanny pack. I know it's not on sale, but I still want to grab it here. So I think I'm going to move on with this. The only thing is I'm sacrificing a lot not to have a garlic in. And I'm also missing out on a lot of HP by not putting in our flames. But we should be able to stack up a little bit of heat, increasing our speed. Once we get our stones, we should be able to make use of this in power. But our opponent is dealing quite a bit of damage with that turnip. But our Shelly does keep us alive. We do get another in power. But it's not looking too great for us. Shelly needs to go off. Actually, not too bad. Shelly did go off. But it's enough here because our opponent does have heavy drinking with health bot as well. And unfortunately, it's just not enough. So we do want to fall short. It is what it is. And that's a blood goobert. The Amulet of Darkness is fantastic with the blood goobert. Or we could just go for chili goobert and stack up a lot of heat for ourselves. I'm going to take the gooberts. I'm going to take the fanny pack. I'm going to increase our Shelly. I do want to grab the shiny shell also. I'm going to sell the flame and I'm going to grab this bag stone. So I did change the whole set around, and I'm going to have our goobert be the center of attention here, but I also really want to craft up this chili goobert. I'm going to sell one flame. I'm not going to take the bloody amulet. I'm going to roll. And I do want to grab this health pot as well as another freaking fanny pack here. But I'm unfortunately going to sell 2 more flames here to grab this. And yeah, I'm going to venture on with this for now. I'm going to use our fanny pack on our stones to trigger a little bit faster. Amulet of Darkness is in a much better spot. And yeah, we'll see how we get on with this for now. Food items not together, but once you craft up chili goobert, it's not going to matter too much here. Chili goobert is going to be stacking up our heats, making us go faster. Giving us a bit of a heal as well. So we should have an insane amount of heals. With the shell totem, with the Shelly, and with good old gooberts. But hey, we do have to take on this big old berserker with guard power, so they're going to be stacking up their power and their regen. And this axe is going to be scaling up. But hey, definitely not looking too bad for us. And we got ourselves that chili goobert. Now I really want to grab this health pot to craft up another Shelly here. I'm also going to grab ourselves a pineapple for now. And I do have to place in our starved courage here. But I'm going to be rocking on with this. Crafting up a second Shelly should be pretty awesome. This Shelly is going to be going super fast as it is. And once we start stacking up our heat with our chili gooberts, we should be going insanely fast. We should be able to stack up our spikes, deal some more damage, and our opponent is rocking a blood turn with a lot of spikes themselves. But can we actually just outstride our opponent here? It's not looking too great for us. Although Shelly does bring us back. We got our power stacked up. This broom is going to be dealing quite a bit of damage. And we're still rocking a single broom. While this opponent does have a freaking blood turn. I know what? It's not looking too bad still. We do get our life back. And now we do have a choice to make. Should we go friendly fire, turbo stack, and heats? We can also take the frozen flame here. Stack up a bunch of block. Keeping us healthy till our Shellys do go off. Might not be too bad. Staff fire, I'm also looking to grab as well. So staff fire, getting crit chance on it, might be kind of nice. Now for running Excalibur, I definitely would take Burning Banner here. That way we can inflict a bunch of blinds with all these holy items. So it's a bit of a hard choice. We also have the Amulet of Darkness, making it that we can take dragons and inflict a bunch of debuffs because they're going to be effect damage as well. We also got a pineapple, which makes me want to go for a flame type build. Flame up, staff fire, with a frozen flame. Now I'm going to do something mad. I'm going to take frozen flame today. As crazy as that is. And we got ourselves a frostbite, which is genuinely absurd. We also got ourselves a prismatic orb, and now I'm regretting my decision of not actually taking that freaking blood goobert. So I'm definitely not going to go Excalibur here anymore. So I'm going to sell this. Do we want to start stacking up some damage and accuracy on our frostbite as well? So I'm still going to keep all this. We do have 7 golds. And I think I'm going to move on with this for now. With a frostbite, we should be in a pretty good spot. That was definitely probably one of the best items we could have got. The only thing is we have no vampirism until we get our prismatic orbs. But we'll see. Our opponent is going to be hammered daggerness, dealing quite a bit of damage. But can the Shellys keep us alive? It's looking super close. Come on, Shelly. Not too bad. Bring this back. We have inflicted a little few debuffs, not a whole lot. But Chili Goobert, Shellies, just doing enough to keep us ahead. Now, Burning Banner would have also been pretty good here, inflicting that blind as well. But holy moly, Dancing Dragon on sale. Well, that's crazy not to take. We definitely have to take that. It does mean we're going to have to take this Prismatic Orb, but the Frostbite isn't going to be as good anymore, since we're going to be using up a heap of stamina with our Dancing Dragon. Although we could honestly get rid of our Shell Totem right now and keep our Frostbite with our Dancing Dragon, but I think we just want our Dancing Dragon more than anything. So we're still going to go for Staffire. I don't think we're going to. We're going to sell you. We could have went for Snow Stick as well. Frostbite we're going to sell as well. We're going to sell this too. We're going to grab this Potion Belt. I know it's probably the worst one we could have grabbed. I definitely want to grab Prismatic Orb. We could go for an Ice Armor here, which I'm not going to. I do want to roll looking for a Dark Saber. It's kind of crazy too. But we definitely want to find some magic items. Do we want any of this stuff or do we keep rolling? I'm going to keep rolling for now. And it's literally giving us another Corrupted Crystal. And we could go for Prismatic Sword with the Dancing Dragon. I'm not sure if we actually want to do that though. I will, however, grab another Fanny Pack. And I'm going to keep rolling. Okay, Spell Scroll Frost with a set of blueberries. Crazy, because this is going to be a magic item as well as our set of blueberries. So with the Dancing Dragon, we want as much magic items near our Dancing Dragon, so we start off with a lot of heats, inflicting that cold on our opponents. We're going to sell this to grab our set of blueberries, and how are we going to fit this in? Do we take out our gloves? I think we're going to take out our gloves for this round and just have that stacked up. Now we definitely want to grab ourselves a Spell Scroll Frost. And I'm going to move on with this for now. Superspacious, targeting one Shelly and our Prismatic Orb as well as this Dancing Dragon. It is going to be triggering every 1.34 seconds. We should be able to deal some big damage. Our opponent does have a lot of block, and they actually hammer smashed us pretty darn faster, which was kind of mad. Now we do have a choice to make, and Blood Manipulation is not going to work well with the Dancing Dragon, so I definitely don't want to grab this. Nourish Please is kind of counterintuitive. It does inflict some colds, but we want our Dancing Dragon to be dealing some big damage from the get-go. So it kind of leaves us with either more stats or Solaris here. I do kind of like Solaris because it is going to give us a chance to duplicate our heats from our Dancing Dragon and from a Chili Goobert, so I'm going to take it. I do want to grab our Spell Scroll Frost. I do want to grab this Wonky Snowman, and I do want to grab this Glowing Crown as well. So I think for now, I'm going to venture on with this. I did take out our Bag of Stones, unfortunately, but it is what it is. We should be able to stack up a lot of cold on our opponents, although our opponent does actually inflict a lot more on us. But our Dancing Dragon should be able to deal some big damage with our heats, and we should be able to scale up with our Chili Gooberts. Potentially, our opponent is dealing quite a bit of damage, so. But can we bring it back? Shelly's keeping us alive, and not too bad. We did end up with an 18% crit chance, which is not crazy, but still not too bad. Now we could also go for Flame up here. We can grab our Sun Armour as well, so we stack up even more heats, which I'm definitely down for. So first of all, I'm going to grab this Potion Belt for now. I'm going to sell the gloves. Let's grab our Holy Armor. And let's grab this Protectable Purse. And yeah, I'm going to be moving on once again pretty fast until we get our Sun Armor here. Sun Armor is going to give us a ton of heat. It is going to use up a lot more of our heat, but it is going to be quite good for us. Especially once we do have Solaris as well. And it should make us tankier so our Dancing Dragon has enough time to deal some big damage. And it's going to cleanse some of that poison our opponent is going to be stacking up with those Serpent Staffs, which is going to be kind of nice. We are going to begin the D-Word Guardian, which has been nerfed quite a bit, so we'll see how we get on it. They are surviving for quite some time here. We did get our invulnerability. We do have 31 heats. And we are still run through stamina like there's no tomorrow, but yeah, unfortunately, we're just a little bit too slow. And we do want to fall short once again. But hey, let's grab our Wonky Snowman. We definitely need this banana. Dragon on Silver 5, I would love to grab here. But I'm not going to take it. I do, however, need the storage pretty bad, so I'm going to sell our stones here. Even though we could have used them for Stone Skin Potion. But I really needed this storage for now. I think I'm going to sell one shell here. First of all, let's sell a Pocket Sand. I'm going to continue to roll. And I don't necessarily want any of these items here. Although Jin's Lamp, maybe we do actually want Jin's Lamp. You know what? I'm going to reserve it. It's going to be another magic item. It's going to help us stack up some of our buffs. But is it really going to be worth it? It's quite expensive. I'm not going to take it. I'm going to keep re-rolling, and I definitely want to grab this Book of Ice. And again, we're not getting any bags on sale. I'm not going to take this one this time. I'm going to place this Shelly in up top. And I definitely want this Book of Ice. But, yeah, we're going to have to move on. We should be able to inflict quite a bit of cold on our opponents with our Frozen Flame, with our Spells Grow Fast, and with our Snowballs. However, our opponent does resist quite a few debuffs with that Poison Ivy, by the way. So we didn't get as much cold as I'd like to. As they stack up their Poison, we're going to be taking a lot more damage, but with our Sun Armor, we should be able to get quite a bit of survivability from it. We do get invulnerability as well. And we are still running out of stamina. We do have a lot of speed, a lot of heats. And our Dancing Dragon is starting to do some crits. With a 16% crit chance. We definitely need to inflict a lot more cold stacking on our opponent. But hey. Not too bad still. Awesome. Genuinely awesome. Now, these are the best items to actually grab. Because they're going to be inflicting effect damage. With Arm to Darkness, well, it's not going to be a whole lot of effect damage. But still going to be worth grabbing. We definitely want the Book of Ice. And we also kind of want the Flute here, because the Flute is going to be another magic item as well. I mean, do we technically really need the Chili Goobert anymore? It does give us heals, and it does give us heats that we can stack up with our Sun Armor here. Just contemplating actually Solana. Solana and prioritizing our Frozen Flame more than anything. I do want our Book of Ice in here, but I also don't want our Spell Scroll Frost near Chili Goobert. I still want this here, and I want this here. But we would have to move all this over. And then we're at a little bit of a conundrum with our Sun Armor being in a terrible position here. But it is a much faster activator than most of our stuff here. So am I mad for not actually wanting to keep Goobert here? I think our setup is going to be a little bit better this way. Am I crazy? I could be crazy. I'm going to stall it. Let's grab our Flute. Let's roll. And I definitely want to grab ourselves a set of blueberries. That I'm going to take and place in here for now. But I'm going to sell our piggy bank here. It's been good and all, but I think we do need to get rid of it right now. That way we can have another magic item in our inventory with our Dancing Dragon. And we could also grab ourselves an eye lamp here for some scaling damage. It's also going to be some heat as well, but I think this should be pretty good. But our Sun Armor should be able to provide quite a bit of heat. We do start at 31. That's 12 cold on opponents. Give us 31% crit chance. And we should be in a pretty good spot right now. Yeah, a hell of a lot better. We definitely do not want to survive with that Chili Goobert. So it definitely made sense to get rid of it. Now we could go double Sun Armor for an absurd amount more heat. I mean, it is on sale. Might as well grab it, eh? I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna grab the storage. Fanfare is also another magic item as well. We could also grab ourselves a Sun Shield. Not sure if I do want the Fanfare here. It does stack up our mana a little bit better. It also gives us some power, but I'm gonna take the stone. I'm gonna roll again. And I'm gonna keep rolling for now. Mana Orb, I definitely want to grab. Moon Armor, on the other hand, we could take as well, which I'm not going to. I would love to move Superspacious up here, but for now it's still going to sit in here as well. Pineapple can't really sit in our inventory anymore for now. Yeah, unfortunately. So I'm going to venture on with this for now. We should have an insane amount more armor. 250, which is not too bad. However, we're going to get smashed down pretty fast with a hammer and dagger type build. We also smashed our opponent with 43 cold. And not too bad. Now, should we take our points to run? Because we do only have about a 60 DPS, which is not crazy good, to be honest. But we do have 105 heals, which is still not great. But as for block, we do manage to get 300 block with a lot of cold, slowing down our opponents quite nicely. So I think we're going to take it on for now. Now, should we go for triple Sun Armor? Definitely not. Let's grab our Mana Orb. Let's just move on. Let's grab you, see what you're going to be. Amethyst Steel. I think we just won the game. This is going to give us some power. It's going to give us more block. It's going to be insane because with our Frozen Flame, we also get a ton of block too. I'm going to sell you because I'm going to have to grab this potion belt. Superspacious here. Yeah, we're taking a lot of potion belts with no potions. So definitely not as much value. Increasing the speed of our Dancing Dragon actually looking pretty good, to be honest. Now, if we actually prioritized other slots here, we could be in a really good spot with this. I'm going to grab a set of blueberries. I'm going to roll again. And do we want to grab ourselves a second Prismatic Orb here? It does give us more mana off the rip for our Book of Ice to constantly activate. But I'm not sure if we even really want that. However, we did manage to get ourselves the fanny pack, which I'm going to sell both these to take for now as well. But I'll be back in a second while I sort our inventory once again. Now I did move our setup around quite a bit. So our Dancing Dragon pretty much has as much magic items as possible. Prismatic Orb, I'm going to be pleasant here in this position. I think that should be pretty good. Frozen Flame, and not get as much value as I'd love to, but honestly, the Spell Scrolls Frost with the Book of Ice is going to be top tier in my opinion to have like this. Maybe there's different positioning, but for me, I think this should be okay. Now our Sun Armours. Honestly, I'd love to have it this way, but to make use of our Amethyst Steel, we definitely want this in here because it's going to get block from our Solaris, it's going to get block from our Sun Armour, and it's going to get block from our Frozen Flame. So I think this is going to be the most ideal position. Mana Orb is going to be sitting in here targeting our 7 blueberries along with the Dancing Dragon and our glowing crown as well. Now we're going to take this extra Prismatic Orb. I don't think we actually want that. We could, however, take a Cap Resilience for a lot more damage reduction, but I think I'm happy enough rocking on with this for now. So we do start off with 6 poison on our opponent, which is not crazy. We should be able to stack it up super fast, deal some big damage with the Dancing Dragon, and not too bad. Genuinely not too bad. I'm also just contemplating taking this Jin's Lamp, placing it up here. I think I'm going to actually. It's going to get increased speed, and we have the potential to lamp our Dancing Dragon. It's going to be very unlikely because we don't really stack spikes. We don't really stack spikes, which if we did keep our stones and craft up the stones to get potions, we could add our spikes at the very beginning, we could add our mana, and we could add an instant lamping Frozen Flame freaking Dancing Dragon. I'm going to grab this bit of storage. I'm going to grab this too. Craft a Burning Coal. Let's place our flame down below. And yeah, I'm going to move on. So we'll see. Because we do start off with 18 luck, 7 mana, and all we need to do is stack up our spikes. Stack up our spikes. We should be in a pretty good spot. However, we are using up a lot of mana with our Book of Ice, and you know what? We actually got that lamp. Dealing some big damage with it. And amazing. But if opponent does run any spikes removal, it's not going to be that great. Now the Shellys don't really do too much for us here either, because they're going to be super slow. It's a nice slot though for our Sun Armours to be touching off each other. We could just place in more flames. More flames means more heat at the very beginning, it means more damage on our Dancing Dragon. But for now I'm going to keep rolling. I'm going to roll again because all I want to do is find some cold items. We'll however grab an extra flame. Let's keep moving. Another potion belt. Not exactly what I want. And this is crazy, and this is also crazy too. So we're going to have to grab the Spell Scroll first. And I might actually sell one Shelly here. I'm going to sell the Shelly. Let's grab this. Okay, I'm feasting. Yeah, we can't be too lucky here, unfortunately. Let's roll again. But if we got another Amethyst Steel, I think we would have been in an insane spot. Now, I actually don't even want the Amethyst Feasting. I know it stacks up our luck with our blueberries, but I think I might actually sell it here. I'm going to sell it to roll again, and a fanny pack on sale. Should we grab it? We could start replacing some of these bags. You know what? I'm going to take it. But extra Spell Scroll Frost is going to be insane. It's going to slow down our opponent even more, even though our opponent does resist a lot of that cold. And yeah, it's not looking too bad for us. We do have a crazy amount of armor and we're dealing some big damage, but they do attack through our armor. And holy moly, did we get smashed? These gemstones putting in a lot of work for opponents. We actually got countered significantly. With the Elephant Runes in the armor, they resisted pretty much all the cold we did inflict at the very beginning, giving us basically 0% crit chance. And they attack through armor. So unfortunately, it is what it is. We did face someone who countered us completely, which is kind of mad. However, I'm contemplating grabbing ourselves a Corrupted Crystal here for a little bit more block. Is it really going to be worth it though? How much cold do we actually inflict? So far we haven't inflicted too much here, to be honest. So I'm not sure if it is going to be that worth it. If you do stack up 49 cold, it's only going to be another 42 block. Is that really worth it? I think we just grab our bags and we roll for now. We take an extra flame, we keep moving. We roll again. Grab another stamina sack, let's keep moving. And I'm going to roll again. Now in Ice Armor, although Glowing Crown on sale is kind of bad not to take here. So what I can do is sell 2 of our potion bolts here. Sell 2 of our potion bolts, we can grab our Glowing Crown. Now the Glowing Crown really wants to sit here, but are we going to sacrifice 9% increased speed on our Dancing Dragon, our Glowing Crown, and our Jin's Lamp? Or we could also just take out a flame and place it in here, which I'm kind of down for. Keeping that increased speed is going to be incredibly awesome for us. That's for sure. I think this should be good enough for now. But hey, let's see if it's going to be good enough. Are we going to be able to win out? Are we going to be able to smash down an opponent? Are we going to get countered by some elephant runes and a big old busted blade that attacks through armor? Now I'm going to slow this one down. We are going to begin a Thorn Bloom with some Amethyst Steel. So they're going to be stacking up a lot of power, but we are going to be trying to slow them down as much as possible. Let's turn 3 cold on our opponent. That's 122 damage crit with the Dancing Dragon. 130 damage. And it's looking pretty good for us. We have a crazy amount of block, lots of power. We do get invulnerable as well, and not too bad. 130 damage. I can't even speak. Not too bad. So we actually end up with 115 DPS, 7 seconds in, dealing 744 damage. Our opponent only had 15 because we did slow him down. This Thorn Bloom, 3.5 seconds to activate. As for heals, we actually still had 20 healing per second, but again, 7 seconds. We've got 130 life here. Sun Armours and Glowing Crowns doing quite a bit. Then as for block, we actually ended up with 464 block. Being our Frozen Flame, being our Solaris, being our Sun Armours, and Amethyst Steel as well. So overall, definitely an awesome build. But anyways, we did survive 2 lives left. Well, let's go and see just how much rank points we managed to get. Plus 8, ranked us up quite a bit actually. But anyways, I'm going to leave you here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope to keep looking for the next one. I'll see you next time. Okay, we're back in history and we're going to begin a Burning Blade, Crazy Dragon type setup. Can we actually outpace him here? Because we do get our vulnerability, we do got lots of block, and we deal our own big damage back at our opponent. So, definitely not too bad. Now, hey, can we deal with a Poison, Potion Explosion type build with a Dark Saber and a Dead Sight? They have inflicted quite a bit on us, but we're answering back with a lot of damage ourselves, and not too bad. Now, can we actually deal with a Staff on Healing with a Mana Thirst? They're going to be trying to lamp that Mana Thirst to deal some massive damage. And they're going to be trying to inflict a lot of unhealing damage on us. But we're doing their big damage and amazing. But can we actually deal with a Piercing Arrow, Serpent Staff type build? They're going to have lots of damage. They're going to be blocking a good bit of our damage too, since they're going to be rocking those shields. But can we actually outpace them? Because that's 190 crit. That's 150 crit. And not too bad. Once again.